When I was younger, I heard about San Diego's Comic-Con and thought, that's the place to go. It really seemed like only the most elite fans could ever hope to be there because, first of all, you needed a ticket to California to get there and then somehow to get into the con itself. And it was just this mystical place that one had to work to get to. So as a comic book fan, it's always been sort of an objective to get to Comic-Con. But to actually get here as an adult, it's been a transformative experience. And it's taken, for me, fandom to another level. The term the ACA fan, which I think gave a lot of us permission to be both and rather than either ors, and to have the luxury to say to ourselves that we can think about comics in a serious, scholarly, rigorous way and not give up the fact that we still enjoy the medium and all of the pop culture that's around it.
I come to Comic-Con as a fan, but also as an author. Under a pseudonym, I have written a 5-book urban fantasy series.
I got 4-day passes to Comic-Con for the first time this year, so I'm really excited. It's my first time doing all 4 days and seeing panels and stuff.
It's basically becoming this really huge thing that not just a subculture really enjoys, but everyone in itself can really enjoy.
Another thing that's changed, I think, it's that a lot of people, the con has a stigma now, to where some people really aren't interested in anything but being able to say that they were here, and that's what creates a lot of the crowds. People like me that come to invest in comics and that they're pretty rare anymore.
My first time was as an attendee in 2009, and then I skipped a few years until I started working for Diamond, and then in it was either 2012 or 2013, I think I took a working vacation where I paid for myself to go and I came as a fan, but I also spent some time with work, helping out and checking people in for our retailer lunch and things like that. And then the next year they sent me professionally, and this is my second year coming as a professional.
We come here to Comic-Con to present, show people what we do, interact with the fans, interact with the collectors, talk to them if they have questions or anything like that. So this is more of an opportunity for us. We do sell some stuff, but we're not here to make sales. We're here to interact, show what we have, let fans ask us questions. So for us, it's a very personal experience of meeting with the collector.
So I'm here because I want to make sure that comics have diversity that's not stereotypical, that is human. And so I'm here to go and bring you new faces, not just Caucasian faces, but Asian faces, Latino faces, African American faces, Sri Lankan faces, because nerddom is not just for one type of person, it's for everybody.
I like to go around and look at people's outfits. I love cosplay, it's really cool.
When you come not cosplaying, you're looking at everyone else who is, and it's kind of like, oh, I wish I would have done that. That looked so cool. They did a really good job on that. And so to kind of want to embody that and make one for yourself, that's really exciting and fun for me.
I love to people watch because everyone comes in here. I love seeing I love seeing a pimp and a hoe Boba Fett. I love seeing Deadpool as a punk rocker. I love these just crazy ideas, and I get to see them every year, and they're always different.
It's really fun. If you're kind of a creative, crafty person, which I'm not very good at normally, and you take the time to do it, even if you just want to make it something simple, it's just really fun to do. You hear people say, "Oh, Ray," as you walk by, and it's kind of like, "Oh yeah, they noticed me. That's great," and it's just fun.
I love seeing the gender bending. I love seeing people wearing all these crazy wigs. I love it, and they don't care because they love their character, and that's what we need here. And so when I come here, it's like Nerd Vegas for me.
Yesterday I got into Hall H, the very first group, like 6th row did Walking Dead and Game of Thrones and Nathan Fillion. It was amazing. Like Nathan Fillion being totally egotistical was great. There was like a glitter war during Walking Dead. Game of Thrones, I was just really excited to see everyone because that was what I was there for. Like that's what I came to Comic-Con for this year.
One year I was in a panel for the Comic Arts Conference, and it was the theme was discussing the insanity of the Joker, and was he clinically insane or was he just a bad guy? And the academic who organized it had an impressive slate of comic book writers and artists to stand on the dais and share their perspective with him. But he also had a special guest star that he had secreted into the panel, and it was Adam West, who had played Batman in the 1966 television series. And there was just this moment where I was no longer an academic. I was just a fan. And that golden moment of just being in the same room with my childhood hero was absolutely magical.
The year I did Nerd HQ, I got into the Supernatural panel, and it's like one of my favorite shows ever. And it was, those panels are 200 people. They sell 200 tickets and they're done. And sometimes they have standing room and sometimes they don't. So it was Jensen Ackles, Jared Padalecki, Misha Collins, and Mark Shepard. Moderated by Zachary Levi, who is also a favorite of mine in terms of actors. And it was just hilarious and fun, and they are ridiculous. And it was one of those moments where you're just, the energy is great. So as a fan, hands down, favorite.
And we did Voltron. We had the opportunity to do He-Man, Master Universe, Voltron, and Ninja Turtle stuff. And I'm just like, that's like my jam. So when we got to work on these, and the Ninja Turtles one was a long, we have 4 statues over there, not the prime one from the movie. We did our own take on them. And it's risky whenever you do your own take, because you're not sure if fans are going to like it. You'll be like, oh, that looks cool. And they're going to be like, stupid, I like this version better. So we took with all those, we took a risk with trying our own take on them, like the Voltron's like an original take on Voltron. And so far, they've all been selling really well.
So there's no way for any one person to have every Comic-Con experience that's going on here.
Take it slow, drink lots of water, have comfortable shoes, and read up on the comics. Actually look at a lot of the independent artists who are up and coming. You might see like Too Much Coffee Man, which has been around forever. You may see Spy vs. Spy, but take it slow. Look at the indie stuff. Marvel and DC and Vertigo, they will always be here. But the indie guys have a little bit of like the edge that you might like.
Get on Twitter. Just start following Twitter feeds like a month in advance, like whoever you want to follow, like follow the unofficial blog, like, because you will get so much information. Look for hashtag line buddies. That's how you get into like the big Hall H lines. That's what I did. I met people I've never would have met before, total strangers, and like it was well worth it. Just Twitter, that's my recommendation.
Going to panels is really great. It's as bad as it is to stay in the sun for a couple hours, or at most even longer. I think it's just a fun way to pass the time. But then when you have time and you have this downtime, go to the exhibits. Try your best not to let the crowds get to you. Make sure you get breaks.
Don't structure yourself too much. Do not make yourself a rigid schedule. See where the days take you. Ostensibly, you're coming for a vacation or for fun, so let yourself have fun.